All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the CBSI Hot 10 show. Make sure you go and check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com, and make sure you check out all of the other content here on Rennavision, as we've got new content dropping every day. We got a live show coming to you guys later today with the Get Off My Lawn Boys, Saturday night special tomorrow night, and Tales of the Dark Side on Sunday. But if you want to see what books we have on the Hot 10 list this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and we will be right back. All right, well, let's get this thing started.
Notable sales.
Our first book, Mask #1. Marco, what you got?
All right. Hey, listen, LB Cole. This is what, when you think LB Cole, this is what everybody thinks of. Mask #1, right? Like, there's a lot of cool color covers, but this is the one everybody knows. All-time high sale. I think it was on Heritage, $12,600. Now, here's the interesting point about this book, I guess. Some of these things, when you watch them, weird numbers, ways you want to look at certain things. The last sale for this book was in December of 22 for $7,300. But last year in September around this time, there was a 1.8 that sold for $4,800. You're looking at those two sales. You're like, wow, that's kind of interesting, right? Where's the next 2.0 going to sell? The next 2.0 sells then for $12,600. That's a big hike, man. Any way you look at it, you know, with other markets where you see these tendencies to fall back down, you see books getting a little bit chilly or whatever, that type of stuff. This book keeps going up. It's a nice sale to see. It's great to have if you have it. The colors on this thing is beautiful. That's a beautiful 2.0, by the way. A little bit of rust on the staples. Besides that, you know, it's really, I mean, this book, if you've never seen this book in person, the colors on this is freaking awesome, man. And like I said, it's what everybody thinks about LB Cole. So there you go.
Well, that's not the only notable sale that we got. We do have another one, and it is another weird little niche in the hobby, and that's this Superman book. Bruce, what you got on our soups?
Well, the Superman 10 came out in 2017. It was the last year of newsstands, and this CGC had an all-time high of 9.8 in the newsstand, and regular sales were about 140-ish. This is really hard to find in high grade.
Yeah, I mean, $450 is a heck of a premium on a regular 9.8 being only 140. So that's how hard these newsstands, at that time at least, are to come by. So it's a unique sale. Definitely something to keep track of, something to keep an eye on.
Doesn't look like Superman's trying to kiss Batman.
No. It's easy intimidation factor.
This ain't jail. What the fuck?
Those are our notable sales for the week. Now we're going to get right into the list with our number 10.
Number 10.
First book up, Werewolf by Night, #1, 1 in 50, Adam Hughes cover. Joe, why is
Jack and Elsa are back at it in this one shot from Marvel. You got the Adam Hughes Virgin cover. There's also the trade dress with this, but the 1 in 50 Adam Hughes has about 10 sales this week. It's still holding up. It's selling a little bit above ratio. You're seeing sales anywhere from $75 to $95. So it's holding strong. And you're also hearing a little bit of buzz about the Sienkiewicz 1 in 25 as well, which kind of touches back to a little bit of the feels of his old stuff on Moon Knight. But you're not seeing the premiums that you are with the Hughes 1 in 50. So
it's interesting how you saw the motion after this book. Like, people were talking about this book last week, and then it wasn't really, I mean, last week would it have 3 sales closer to ratio, and then all of a sudden pushed up, man.
Yeah, this dropped last week, and we had it on the outside looking in list because they had 3 sales, but they were still right around ratio. But for whatever reason, this week it's picked up and it's going on up to 75 to 95. So
people are getting it in hand and moving it.
That is interesting.
I guess so. Maybe that's what it is. But with that all said, we're going to move on to number 9.
Number 9.
All right. Well, we've got another high ratio incentive Virgin Marvel cover. This time out, it's Spider-Gwen Annual #1, the 1 in 100 Ji Hyung Lee Virgin variant. Yes, there's a trade dress version you can get for cover price, but this one was on our list 2 weeks ago, dropped off last week because there were only like 3 sales. But for this week, 10 sales. Now the prices jumped from like $175 up to over $200, even with the CGC 9.8 pre-sale of $375. I don't know. Heat came back.
It might be getting a little bit of heat from the Dark X-Men 1/100 that came out, which is also a Ji Hung Lee. So his
That's
name's
possible.
out there now, and people are catching on.
I don't know what it is about the shoes that they have on there. Maybe it's the coloring of it, or just how they just look. I mean, they look really good too. I think maybe people with shoe fetishes.
You
feet
want
fetish
some
too, are into it.
ballerina? You want some
Not
ballerina
me
sneakers?
personally. I'm just saying. You never know. People have all types of fetishes. When it
Is
comes to that
Ballerina
stuff.
covers a thing? Collecting them?
It is now.
And with that, I think we move on to number 8.
Number 8.
We've got 1980 Moon Knight number 1, Bill Sienkiewicz. What do you got on this one, Joe?
So as Jed ends his run of Moon Knight with Moon Knight 30 coming up, and we're going to be getting a new avatar for Khonshu and possibly the end of Mark Spector. Moon Knight's picking up a bit more heat. This, of course, is probably the most accessible way to get into Moon Knight. Werewolf by Night and those spotlights tend to get a little pricey at times. Yep. This Moon Knight is more than abundant in the marketplace. So there have been over 30 sales. We've had Raws hitting as high as 75. We had a 9.8 sell on the 21st for 330. So we're back over $300 in the 3/8 or in the 9/8. So it's moving well, and you're going to be getting the same Jed McKay team doing Vengeance of Moon Knight come January. So nice. There should be some continued heat on Moon Knight and the stories going through.
But are we going to get that luxurious chest hair going forward on the covers, or are we just going to get that from Marco?
I hope so.
Isn't that cheesecake? Is that 80s cheesecake?
No, it's more beefcake.
Oh, sorry.
The question is, does every persona have the same type of chest hair?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. Maybe we'll find out in the new series coming up. But for now, let's get on to number 7.
Number 7.
Back again. Wolverine 36. Couldn't shake it.
Yeah, we could.
Why are we seeing this again, Bruce?
There's another 60 sales this week of Wolverine, which is a crappy name. I hate this cover. You know, there was some sales, double cover price, but it seems like 20 is the high for this book this week.
Yeah.
And I still hate this cover. I really do.
I don't know why you guys hate it so much. I'm not saying it's great, but it's not terrible. But it's just volume. I just can't ignore the volume on this one. It's just people keep buying it. There's the second print. Second print incentive is coming still. They're buying that as well. I guess they're excited by these Marvel mashups.
Well, people aren't smart, so what do you expect?
No, I mean, like, this reminds me of, remember, what was it, Weapon H? Remember when they did the Weapon H thing? Yeah.
Weapon
reminds
H.
me a bit of that. Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
Was that Hulkerine? Was that Hulkerine? Yep. I can't remember what they call it. Yeah, Hulkerine. And now we got Helverine.
He's probably on Alpha Flight now.
Not yet. No, absolutely not. Not yet. Alpha Flight's tight, dude. Leave Alpha Flight alone.
Leave Alpha Flight alone.
I know. It's the only team that the Canadians have.
Shout out to all my Canadian friends and family. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, boy. But let's get on to number 6.
Number 6.
Classic. Uncanny 266.
I don't want to hear about the annual thing, even though you're right if you talk about the annual thing. But here we go. We know what this is about. There's a strong rumors that a certain Channing Tatum is going to be playing a Gambit in the Deadpool movie. You know, I can see it happening. I mean, I think even if it isn't, it's kind of funny. And this book is worth it no matter what. I know we'll probably get some comments in the thing. It's not the first, but it is the first. It's seen as the first appearance. There's nearly over 40 sales this week of it. A lot of mid to high grade raw sales between 100 and 120, which actually I think is a reasonable price for this book, to be honest with you. Especially in the, like the higher grades. there was a CGC. There's a couple CGC sales, a couple of 9/8s, but the height for the 9/8s for this week was 825. I love Gambit. Like, I mean, I don't know what your guys' favorite cartoon. I think that had some of the heat too. Like, I think there is a lot of people who, like, when you watch the cartoon, everybody except for Pete, who for some reason like Cyclops,
I like
love
Gambit.
No.
Like
You can't say that. You're a Cyclops kid. People who
where
like Cyclops
got
don't
my
like Gambit.
haircut. I had Gambit's hair. I had it flopped to the side.
Yeah. You're just lying. Okay, but like for the rest of us, we all that was probably one of our favorite characters out of the animated series. You know, they did decent storylines with him, the Witness and all that, but I think we kind of all want a little bit more. So hopefully he does show up, and then hopefully Marvel does him right. But crossing your fingers and hoping for that is like hoping to clarify the first appearance on this book. So
yeah, I always like the Assassin's Guild,
Don't hold
Thieves
your
Guild stuff from back in the day.
yeah, it's good.
That was fun. But that was our number 6, and I still like the fuchsia outfit. Don't tell me I don't like Gambit. But we're going on to number 5.
Number 5.
He finally
back
showed
to
up. We've been waiting all season. Heir to the Empire 1.
He did. So you get another bite of the apple. This is interesting because, you know, back in the day, if you waited this long to try to sell this book, you wouldn't have that many sales. And if you did, they'd be very, very, very low numbers. But Thrawn had about 30 sales across the board between newsstands and regulars. They had, there was a raw newsstand that sold for $420. The only reason we're saying there's multiple bids on that is sometimes we see one bid and it's like a best offer. Sometimes it looks like shenanigans. Well, when usually there's 20 bids, it doesn't look like such shenanigans. So we know that occurred there. He did show up. The question is, do we get another bite at this apple? Do we have, or was this kind of the last hurrah? I think, honestly, if they keep doing it and he does well at the end of the season and there's a further going through, we might see a little bit of dip here coming up. But hey, this thing keeps fluctuating. Down, up, down, up, down, up. This is on a little bit one of their spikes. It's not exactly the height for this book, obviously, but I don't think we're ever going to get back to those times. So we can kind of take it for where it is and see where this book is in a couple of years. So,
and based on his looks, there's a lot of food at the edge of the galaxy.
Y'all need to knock it off with that, man.
Oh, dude.
Why is it always older dudes that have probably sat around too much and gained too much weight that always make comments about how everybody else looks?
But we're moving on to number 4.
Number 4.
Heart attack.
Number 1.
What is it? Why have I not seen it before? Well, in 2019, Image Skybound put out this book, Heart Attack. It's a good little story in the basically gene altering technology wipes out all disease, but at the same time, it creates mutated variant individuals who have special powers, and the government can't control those people. This story basically follows 2 kids who both are powered, who cross paths, and when they cross paths, special things happen. This book only really has this A cover and a limited store exclusive that was limited to 500. So if you're looking for this book out there, the one you're seeing on the screen is probably the one you're going to find. There's been about 50 sales. High of those raws are $10 to $15. You can still find some under $10 out there.
Oh, sure.
I think there was a CGC 9/8 that went around $100. But it's good stuff out there. So it got optioned.
I always love the option stuff.
Yeah, it got optioned overseas. So I guess that kind of takes care of the strike issues by Fuji TV. So they're looking to do a live action series in Japan of this. And we know the way option news works. Sometimes you hear about it's optioned, a book jumps, and then nothing ever comes of it.
We never hear from it again.
Maybe it won't. It's a good little story. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get it done.
Is it
or
me
when there's
or
a
the-
writer's. Sorry, Bruce. Go ahead.
I was saying, is it me that she looked like a young Jean Grey?
She does.
She really does.
Nothing wrong with that.
And as we know, that Skybound title is, I'm pretty sure most of the things that they put out, they want to option at some point. That was kind of the goal for a lot of those properties. So
And
hopefully this starts pushing some of the other Skybound properties into option territory.
They're very good at when the buzz dies down about optioning and people forgot about bringing it up again, just so you remember.
Yeah, even the
That is
premise
what-
sounds it's like made for TV. Like like when
Mhm.
you're going over it, Joe, like it does sound like okay, I can see the show that they want to build
Mhm.
out of this.
Yeah, I mean, the whole government goes against people who are overpowered,
Mhm.
and you weave in a little love story. It's a straightforward, decent story that would translate well to a nice show or movie.
Yeah. But with that, we're getting to the top 3. Up next,
Number 3.
Harley. Black, White, and Red are number 3. I like it.
I like it a lot. Over a dozen sales. There was average sales of $40 to $50, a high of 70, and this cover will fulfill all the nerds' fantasies of a dirty girl that they have all their own.
Sanford Green perfectly captured that for everybody out there.
And us other nerds who just love Sanford Green's work and
It's true.
want to collect that as well.
True, she looks like a stripper from Arizona, so it's
And
perfect.
more Jersey-ish. She does. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I didn't see all the peach fuzz down there. Yeah, definitely Arizona.
That's dirt, dude. That's dirt.
Definitely Arizona. Holy crap!
Well, this
is
one
a
just
tape.
came out this week, so it's still got some days ahead to see what happens. But I like it, and I do like Sanford too.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. But with that, let's get on to number 2.
Number 2.
Book number 2. What do we got? Fish Flies.
Of course.
Yeah. Fish Flies number 2. Why is this here? Well, it's here because it was recalled by Image. Apparently, they reprinted or duplicated like page 24 on page 17 or something on the guts of this book. So they told retailers, hey, destroy your copies. We'll send you out new copies, I think in a couple of weeks, sometime in October. But it doesn't look like that actually happened.
That usually works well when you're like, hey, don't worry about it. Just we're gonna send you new copies.
Do I have to send them back? No. Just destroy them.
Yeah.
Well, 2 covers. You got the Jeff Lemire cover here on the cover A, and then there is a Virgin Kelly Jones B cover, it looks like.
I kind of like that
either of
B
these
cover.
are probably out there, and both of them are actually selling. So copies are about $20 individually, but sets have moved for as high as $50, like 40 to 50 for these 2 cover sets, because like I said, dealers are still selling them, and then people are selling it online for over 30 sales so far. That's just so far. This book only came out on Wednesday, so we're only like a day or 2 in, and this has already got
recalled
amount of
comics,
volume.
dude. People love recalled comics.
It's a weird market with recall.
I just think
comics.
now that the internet's more predominant, you're gonna just like back in the day, recalled comics were harder to get, right? Like because if your LCS just didn't care or messed up, then you got it. Most of them be like, yeah, whatever. Nowadays, like there's a ton of different outlets that get these books, so you see more of them around. Which is gonna be very interesting looking back on this like 5-10 years from now. So
Yeah, but
sometimes it also depends on what the recall is, which tends to add a little heat to it. When it's pages out of order, if it's double cover or
double cover,
spicy,
the cover came out too dark. Like this isn't the first time Image has done like a recall like this. Remember, what was it, Saga 40 whatever? Like, is anybody looking for that book now? That's the thing with the recalls; they really are kind of a in the moment
niche.
Watch that FOMO. And we'll see where this is next week. But a lot of these do get forgotten about pretty quickly. And then we're digging, years down the line in those boxes. Is this the regular one or the recalled version? Well, let's open it up and find out.
I'm still waiting for my All-Star Batman number 10 recall to hit.
Goddamn Batman.
Didn't they recall that first Batman book? The Black Label one?
Yes. The Batwing.
Oh yeah, that one.
Nobody recalled that. Everybody has.
Yeah, no, those are out there swinging. So
yeah.
With that, we've got one left.
And our number 1.
Our number 1 book of the week, Greg Capullo's Virgin Wolverine 37. This is a promo edition that was delivered to shops as just kind of a promo. Like it was polybagged. Not announced. They didn't have to order it or pay for it. It just was in their boxes. A lot of places are saying 1 per store, but my friend who owns a shop, he actually got 2 from 2 of his distributors. So I don't know if it's 1 per store or 1 per distributor or how they got handed out, but he did get 2. And yeah, it seems to be moving quite well, considering it's only been, again, a day or 2 since it came out. 120 sales already, 50 to 80 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them $50 range, but the highs have hit about 80. And this comic itself has multiple covers. We went over it on Wednesday, the Wednesday watch list. There's a couple of homage covers, already a second print announced for this thing, and a second print incentive coming, which will probably be, they haven't shown it, but I bet you it's going to be a black and white version of this image right here. You watch. That's what it's gonna be.
No way. That would be original.
I'm just saying. But there it is. What do you boys think of this one?
I love the cover. I mean, it's great to see Capullo drawing Wolverine. So I'm not going to knock it. It's pretty.
No, but you can get a trade dress for cover price, like I did.
Which is what I'll do. Yes.
So there are options for you.
Yeah. I'm not liking it myself.
No,
it's not doing it for me.
Yeah, I don't think much about this comic.
I like it. I'm just happy to see Capullo.
Yeah, I think you're
happy.
So is it that you're happier just to see Capullo drawing Wolverine, or are you really in love with it?
Yeah. I'm not overly in love with this specific book. But
I will agree with Joe on that sentiment too. That I am happy to see Capullo back at Marvel. Looking forward to that Deadpool as well.
Fair.
Maybe this isn't maybe the balance of this could be a little bit better. He's kind of like low, a lot of dead space at the top of this book, and that's not for the trade.
You got Liefeld feet. Just saying.
No,
it does.
It'll be interesting to see how many. It'll be interesting to see how many of these are really out there. And what the numbers are bigger than we think it is.
Like I said, my buddy's got a shop. He got 2. So
yeah, but even if you only got 2, that's not huge numbers.
No,
especially considering he went through both distributors. So like, how many people are going through both distributors? You know,
no, but
your 3,000 brick and mortar. So then maybe at most you got 6. I don't think it's even going to be that. And then,
it all depends on how much people want this book. Because remember when Image was giving out all the gold foil 1 per stores for all their new titles a few years ago?
Well, also too, it's got the poly,
gold foil versions of things. A lot of those people didn't care.
Yeah, and they sent in crappy poly bags that can screw up the book. So
and people gonna leave them in the poly bags.
Yeah. Don't leave
these
them
poly bags were rough. There's pinholes all over them.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
But that's it. That's our list for the week.
Really?
Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully looking forward to more coming your way. We still have the outside looking in tomorrow with the SNS boys. And
please don't buy any more of those Helverine books, please.
We don't want to see it on the list again.
Please.
Just stop, please.
But with that all said, we'll see you guys all later. All right.